Hi guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a full face of makeup using products that I forgot about, old favorites, just things that I haven't used in a while, things that have been in the archives and have not been shown any love recently. I'm finally starting to catch up with all of the new makeup releases, so I want to get to the point where all of these drawers over here, I don't have any new makeup in them and I can just kind of do makeup tutorials, I guess, and really focus on what I have in my collection and then do full face of new makeup every once in a while. That's the goal. Don't know if it's gonna happen. Before we get into it, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I post on this channel once a week. I'm sure you guys have noticed it's been more like 7 to 10 days with my videos. School started back up, so I'm kind of starting to get into my routine again, so I apologize if I'm a few days late, but I am trying, guys. I'm trying. Let's just get into it. I am feeling super ready to film. I got a facial yesterday, which was immaculate. And I just got my lashes filled. Pop on some chapstick. This was actually a gift from my wonderful sweetheart, CARMAX Comfort Care Natural Lip Balm, scent watermelon. I really haven't been using a whole lot of lip balm lately because I found that my lips almost get used to lip balm and then I have to apply it even more throughout the day. Past few months, I've really been into using lip masks and stuff because I feel like they do have that longevity that I'm looking for. I really remember enjoying this brow pencil. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat Micro Brow Pencil, and I have this in the color black brown. Charlotte Tilbury has been coming out with a bunch of new stuff. They have a new concealer that I want to try. I feel like I use my drugstore brow pencils more often than I do my high-end ones. There's only a few high-end brow pencils that really stand out to me. I feel like the drugstore does a really good job at offering awesome formula with brow pencils for a really good price. I remember liking this a lot because it's very, very pigmented, but it's also blendable. I have been moving more toward glowy skin, which I never thought I would, but the brows still need to be carved out. See how easily that blends out? It has a really nice pigment. Definitely have not touched this brow pomade in a hot minute. Beauty Creations Eyebrow Definer Gel, and this is in the color Ebony. It's really interesting that they call this an eyebrow definer gel because it's a pomade. I feel like that's just a fancy way of saying it's a pomade. This is actually a like foundation, cream foundation product, but I love using this for my brows. I feel like this product would be a little bit too thick for me personally for all over the face, but this may be a good body foundation as well. DERMABLEND Cover Cream, and I have this in the color Hazelnut Beige 45W. All of their products are very, very high coverage. Their loose powder is probably the closest thing that I have tried to loving as much as the Laura Mercier. It's so finely milled. Brows are done, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to eyes, and I'm really excited for eyes today because I am gonna be using one of the very first eyeshadow formulas that I ever really fell in love with. But before we get into the actual eyeshadow, we have to prime the lids. A couple videos back, I had shared with you guys that I had purged all of my eye primers that were translucent. I like an eyeshadow primer that is going to correct and smooth, but also give me longevity. So I felt like I was getting longevity with my shadows with a translucent primer, but it wasn't giving me that coverage that I need. Makeup Revolution Prime and Lock Longwear Eyeshadow Primer. This is actually very similar to the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I just do one eye at a time because this formula does actually dry rather quickly. I like something too that's gonna dry down, but that is also tacky. Sometimes I have a hard time finding that with a concealer because most of your concealers they're not gonna be tacky. They're gonna either dry down or they're gonna have a natural finish to them and you're able to set them. If you go back 2 or 3 years when I first started my beauty content, I used to use Juvia's Place all the time. Magic Mini by Juvia's, and this is what it looks like. I used to love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, so I wanna see if I like them as much as I used to, and they are coming out with so much new stuff. This color right here, Nana, and I'm just gonna use this as my transition shade. Their foundation went really viral because of how full coverage it is. I can do multiple of these videos, and I really wanna utilize these videos to bring back the old makeup because yes, new makeup is great and all, but it's good to go back to the roots, guys, where it all started. Super blendable. Easier to make a shimmer formula rather than mattes. A matte eyeshadow formula and a palette is gonna tell you if it's a good palette or not. You're gonna be able to see if it's splotchy, how pigmented it is, how buildable it is, and look at this. This is not splotchy whatsoever. I'm gonna take this color Zakia right here. It's more of like an orangey type of shade, and I'm just gonna put that right over top of the color that I just laid down. This color Kogi right here is so unique to me. It's a pink, a little bit of coral in it, which I really like, and I think is gonna be really pretty with these pink shimmers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that color, and I'm actually gonna put that on the outside. Clean, a little bit of a sparser brush on top. And I'm just gonna blend out the edges of that because I really don't want it to be super harsh. And I found that when you're trying to diffuse something and you're not adding another color, you want bristles that are a little bit more sparse at the top of the brush, not super densely packed, because it's gonna help diffuse the color a little bit more naturally. And I'm gonna put that on the inside first. Take a brush and spray it. It's not as shimmery and as glittery as I wanted. It's kind of more muted, so we're gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna take another brush and do the same thing with this color Zuba, but just put it on the outer half. The pink is almost coming off as like a whitish tone. Take a clean brush and just blend the shimmer and the mattes together before I do anything else. I'm not loving this. I'm gonna wipe the eyes off and redo them. I went ahead and when I reapplied the eyeshadow primer, I added a tad bit of the concealer that I'm gonna use later on, just because I feel like this is almost so light that it was bringing out my imperfections, and it was so highlighted at the top that it just looked unnatural. Went in with the same 3 colors, reapplied them, but I didn't bring it up so high. I don't want to use those shimmers. There's nothing wrong with them. The colors are beautiful. They're just not what I was really going for today. I did some digging and I have these MAC pigments that I have not used in forever. I don't even know if they sell these pigments anymore, but I'm still gonna use them because they're exactly what I'm going for today. I think I'm gonna mix these 2 colors and see what that looks like, and then put this glitter on top as well. MAC pigments. This top one, the lighter one, is English Gilt. Bottom one is Shine Time. I'm gonna mix these 2 together. I always remember using this English Gilt. I would use this in my inner corner all the time. Put this darker color on and see what it looks like on its own. Spray a little bit of setting spray because I know these pigments really don't need any help. I just want them to have something to stick to. Yeah, see, that's what I'm going for. I just want something like super metallic-y and wet looking. We're gonna go in with this on top. Blend the crease colors and what I have on the lid going on together. This is really pretty, like reddish glitter. I'm definitely gonna wet this. That way it adheres to the eye better. And I'm gonna place it as like a halo-y type of effect. I feel like this isn't sticking. There we go. Okay, I sprayed it with a little bit more spray. Yeah, I'm just gonna really put it in the center. Guys, do you see all the glitter on my face? I'm definitely glad that I redid the look. I'm gonna do liner though. Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I don't remember how I felt about this, but I do remember liking the fact that it was a brush tip. The formula is so black, but it's not super wet and thick. One more baby wipe some of this extra glitter off. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my face is a little bit dry because I had to use all those makeup wipes. I wanna go in with something super moisturizing but also lightweight. This is one of my all-time favorite gel moisturizers, primers. I haven't used it in forever. This is a product that I actually had no intention of trying and was recommended to by a Morphe store employee. Morphe 2 Total Softie Gel Moisturizer. This product is really something that impressed me because I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. It's so moisturizing, but very, very lightweight. We're gonna go in with a pore filling smoothing primer in the T-zone because that is my struggle bus area. DANESSA MYRICKS Smooth Effects Refining Gel. And this actually has like little specks of gold in it. This is a silicone-based primer that is so good at blurring. That dual moisturizer, I use that first because that absorbs into the skin and is actually able to work and give you skincare benefits. Versus a silicone-based primer is going to fill in your pores, literally almost like filling a pothole. It's going to fill in that pore and give you a smooth surface, but it's not going to clog your pores when you remove your makeup. I've really been liking the look of natural finish foundations more so than soft matte. I always set my face with powder, so it does give it a little bit of a soft matte look, but I love that during the day, I kind of like how my oils work with my makeup now because it makes my skin look a little bit glowy, not oily. I'm gonna mix a soft matte foundation and a natural finish foundation This used to be a holy grail product of mine that I have not tried in so long, and I feel bad, so we're gonna use it today. UOMA Beauty by Sharon C. Stay Wet Weightless Soft Matte Foundation, and I have this in the color Brown Sugar T2N. Original Too Faced Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation, and I have this in the color Chai. I almost forgot primer spray, which I usually put underneath on my primer, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on top. It actually might help the foundation look a little bit more skin-like if I put it on top. Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenish Primer Setting Spray. I honestly am really good about rotating through all my sprays just because I can see all of them very well. And I feel like I haven't reached for this one in a while. I'm gonna spray a little bit on my face. While that soaks in, I'm gonna go ahead and mix these foundations together. Oh, that's actually a good match. I'm so excited to use this sponge. Guys, this isn't something that I've forgotten about, but I have been discovering so many new sponges lately. MILANI sponge, it comes in a 2-pack. You get a big one and a small one. These are so immaculate, so soft. They blend product into the skin beautifully. And I actually really like the small one. And I love how big this sponge is too, because it literally takes 2 seconds to blend out your product. I'm just gonna take a little bit to carve out the top of my brows. Match is good, but this seems to be a little bit like yellowy, which is okay because I think I can neutralize it. This is a product that I know is good. Fenty Beauty Matchstick here, and this is in the color Espresso. Very, very pigmented, and it doesn't pull your makeup off from underneath. It's a matte finish, but it doesn't dry down super quick, so you have a little bit of time to work with it, and it's so blendable. This is a concealer I instantly fell in love with when I first used it. Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiant Concealer in the color Rich 30 Neutral. Such a creamy formula. Everybody talks about the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I feel like that's the most hyped up drugstore concealer. But don't sleep on Morphe. The original concealer that they have is really good as well, and it comes in a lot of colors. So I really hope that they're not getting rid of that formula and just adding this one on. I've tried the Soft Radiant Foundation. I actually did a review on it when it first came out. Was not a fan at all. Just for a little bit of extra added brightness, I am gonna go in with the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer, color 22 Dark. The inner part of my eye, I don't drag that all the way out. I really just keep it right in there. This product right here is a product that I've been looking for an excuse to use on this channel. I don't need an excuse to use it, but it's not a new product. These do not get talked about enough. In my opinion, they are 20 times better than the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blushes. This one is in Nude Kiss. This one is in Merlot Moment. I'm gonna go ahead and mix the two. I'm not a huge fan of the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. They pull my makeup off every time I use them. This formula is so creamy. It does not pull your makeup off. It has such a pretty pigment to it, and it just blends into the rest of your makeup. Gorgeous. It's not splotchy. It blends so beautifully. Underneath the eyes, I actually forgot that I owned this. Juno & Co. Blur Makeup Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Brighten. Sometimes while I apply my cream blush, concealer can settle into my fine lines because it's super creamy. So I just blend it out, and I'm gonna continue to look up. This is also a product that I felt like I just kind of tried and then never initially fell in love with, but at the same time, I never pulled it again to really know if I loved it. Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder, and I have this in the color Translucent Deep, so I'm actually gonna use this all over the face. Milk Makeup is really hit or miss for me. Probably the worst foundation I've ever tried is the foundation from Milk Makeup. It broke my skin out so bad every time I used it. I think there was just something in that product that my skin did not agree with. On the same token, they make my least favorite product, but they probably make one of my favorite primers, the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. Once I have caught up with all the new makeup releases, I want to start doing more one brand tutorials. Now that I have set the face, I'm gonna go ahead and set it with setting spray to lock everything in. Haley's Beauty Refresh Ultimate Primer and Setting Spray. The droplets on this are just a little bit bigger. I'm very picky when it comes to like spritzers. I don't want it to ruin my makeup. Sometimes if the droplets in a setting spray are too big, they will splotch your makeup and make it look patchy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Too Faced to set. Press the setting spray into the skin. set the brows really quickly. This is the Juvia's Place I Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Gel, and this is in the color Ebony. This is definitely one of the more pigmented eyebrow gels I've used. I messed up a little bit, but we'll fix it. The way that my brows look right now is how they will look the rest of the day. This is a product that I actually did not forget about, but I really did not super love the first time I used it, and I've kind of been avoiding using it. If it goes well, it'll look good with the look. Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner. I'm gonna tightline that. The first time I used it, it was not showing it, but today it is. Well, that definitely worked a lot better than it did last time. It added the brightness that I wanted it to. I felt like it would just go well with the bright eye look. I don't know. I think that it really helped open my eyes up. I'm gonna take these two colors, Kogi and Zakia, and I'm just gonna slightly smoke them out, but still keep them pretty close to the waterline. Usually I put a color on my waterline to smoke it out, but it kind of almost like is a pop of color on the bottom. I've only used this once or twice, and I remember being really excited to discover this product. It was a recommendation from a friend. This is the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. I really want the lower lashes to pop with this. I like the fact that this is separating and lengthening because it's really what I like. I love the fact that I can really like get into my super tiny lashes on the very inside with this. Lastly, to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some highlighter in the inner corner, and then that'll just lead me right into my cheeks. e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in the color Blush Gems. I thought when I tried it was discontinued. I feel like I'm pretty familiar for the most part with everything that e.l.f. carries. And I saw this in TJ Maxx and I was like, oh my gosh, is this a product that, you know, is discontinued? No, they still sell it. And it's a really, really pretty formula. It is very smooth, but it is a little bit more shimmery, so it's not super natural. It's definitely gonna give you that like beaming highlight, which I think would be perfect for today. But I like the color Blush Gems because it has a little bit more of a pinky tone in it. And I also have this color here, Apricot Glow, but that's more of like a gold undertone. Have to do it on the nose. We're gonna move down to lips. Sephora Rouge Gel Lip Liners. I'm actually gonna use the color Hot Sauce today. I used to rave about these all the time. These are a really nice, affordable gel formula lip liner that rolls up. Also a product that I forgot how much I love. Flower Beauty Scribble Sticks. These are actually like a matte crayon. You can use them on your eyes or your lips. 20 Marvelous. I actually almost decluttered because I was not huge on the color. Patrick Ta Silky Lip Cream. She's Confident. This is actually a lot more pinky than I thought it was originally when I bought it, as you can see. UOMA Beauty by Sharon C High Shine Lip Gloss in the color Edible. I'm not in love with the lips. We're gonna try this again. This is a lip liner I have not used in a while. NYX Slide On Glide On Lip Pencil, Urban Cafe. Same lip crayon in the center. Yes, I like this 20 times better. All right, you guys, this is the finished makeup look. I am so glad that I redid the lips. I just can't get into pink. I think my favorite part besides the skin is the fact that underneath the eyes actually looks like brightened. It almost kind of woke me up a little bit, especially with that pop of color. A really nice, refreshing reminder to know that although there is a lot of makeup coming out all the time and a lot of it's great, remember as a consumer, you don't always have to be buying the next new thing or trying the next new thing. I feel like for me, it's a little bit different because I do love to try everything, kind of filter through everything and let you know what I think you should try. If you guys like the concept of this video, please give it a thumbs up. That way I know to continue doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.